Hello, in this series of videos I'll show you various techniques for hard surface sculpting in Zbrush. So in this first video I'll just show you various brushes that are helpful in hard surface sculpting. We'll just be doing some basic detailing here. So first up we have the standard brush. I can just subdivide this once or twice. First thing I like to do is to go into stroke and decrease the lazy step. Now when it's set to 0.25, especially if I increase the size, you can notice that I get very distinct kind of dots happening here. So in order to smooth this out, I will decrease this to 0.1. And now with 0.1 I get a much smoother effect. But because they are being applied more frequently, I now need to decrease the Z intensity. So I'll decrease this to, let's say, 15. So here I can make basic hard surface panel details. By default the focal shift is set to 0, so let's start with that. And now if I simply press with my tablet pen, I can extrude on the surface, and if I hold down Alt, I will carve into the surface. I can also change this behavior by switching from Z add to Z sub. And since I have a change in default behavior, now I can carve into the mesh without having to hold down Alt. If I do hold down Alt, now I get the opposite behavior, which is Z add. So if I simply want the geometry to go inwards, I can just have it be set to Z sub, and that way I can simply click without having to hold down Alt. But if I want to go both outwards and inwards, I'll just switch to Z add, and that way I can have both positive and negative. So in order to make use of the standard brush for hard surface sculpting, we can simply use it to create panels. So I'll just hold down Alt and start in the center. And sometimes you may want to kind of restart several times. So you can just press Ctrl Z, undo, and try again. You have a variety of different panel effects. You simply rotate around and continue. And now I can push this further by, for example, holding Alt and making an extrusion here. Get this result. And I get this result, and I can hold down Alt and also remove this. Go further in a little bit. You can see that we're already getting a very interesting visual look just with this. I can also click on floor, turn off the floor. So I can subdivide once more, and you can just kind of add additional detail to the first line. I can also simply reinforce certain areas. Reinforce it all the way around. Get a more interesting look here. And get this result. If you guys are enjoying this video, be sure to check out the description where I have links to more advanced courses such as on sci-fi design, futuristic vehicles, furniture, and more comprehensive advanced courses. And continue with the panels. I can also change the size as well. So I can get larger panels and smaller ones. And I can just kind of have a line like this. I can even create dots as well, simply by going around circular motion. Of course, it's a better idea to do this using alphas, but you can also do it by hand like this. Just kind of learn how to control your hand to get these kind of good results. You can also increase or decrease the focal shift. If you decrease it to a negative value, it'll look more like this, and with a positive value, it'll be more like this. It gets thinner here, and a little bit sharper as well. Whereas with a negative value, it gets a lot more square at the top. So I can just have a positive value if I want the panel lines to be sharper. So when some people start learning a new program, they want to very quickly get into the more complex features, but it's always a good idea to start with the basics. And just start with a simple standard brush and just see how far I can go using this basic brush and see what kind of detail you can create with it. and just see what this simple brush is capable of. So for example, I can make a single line here and then further refine it, further add a hole here and here. Get this kind of node effect. I can also experiment with the pressure. So I can first use a lot of pressure and then ease off to get a much lighter result here. So this can also give you some very interesting results. More alien architecture. I can increase the size here. And just get all sorts of interesting results using a very basic brush. So this is useful when you're planning out where you want your panels to be, or if you're creating more alien looking machinery. And let's say the aliens use a more softer, more organic material. So that's why they have more organic looking plating. For a smoother, more controlled stroke, you can go into the stroke menu and increase the lazy radius. And now you get a much more accurate result and much more controlled result. The second good brush to use with hard surface sculpting is Damian Standard. And I've got all my brushes set to hotkeys, so when I press 3, I switch to standard. If I press 5, Damian Standard. In order to do this, you can simply press B, and I can find which brush you'd like to use. Hold down Ctrl and Alt, click on the brush, and then enter in a hotkey. So you can use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 0. Once you run out of number keys, you can also use Ctrl 1, Ctrl 2, and so forth for additional hotkeys. So if I press 2, I get Trim Dynamic. If I press Ctrl 2, I get Inflate. So you can have all of your brushes set to hotkeys, and that way you won't need to have them visible here on the screen. So with Damian Standard, we pretty much get a much sharper result. Unlike Standard Brush, which gives us a much thicker result, with Damian Standard we get this very sharp slice. So it can be used for many of the same things that you use the Standard Brush for, except now it's a lot sharper. You can also hold down Alt to get this sharp mountain. You can also use this to add a sharper edge to your panels. So if I hold down Alt right here, I get a much sharper panel effect. It's also great for scratches and light damage as well. Just be sure to change the pressure as you work. You get this nice fall-off effect. The next useful brush is Clay Buildup, and this allows you to build up forms and get a lot of interesting results. It's one of the most important brushes for hard surface sculpting. So just as with organic sculpting, you can use various brushes in combination with each other. For example, I can do this and switch to standard and refine this, add additional details here. Sometimes it's better to work with a larger size and a smaller intensity. That way you can have more control as you build up the form. And you can really just build up large forms here. And you can combine Clay Buildup with the next brush, H-Polish, which will attempt to polish objects while keeping their hard edges. So for example, you can see here as I polish this, it tries to maintain this hard edge right here. Whereas if I use something like flatten, it's going to keep flattening on out without respecting the edges. But H-Polish tries to maintain this edge right here. So what you can do is you can help it out by, for example, switching to the standard brush and defining where you want the edges to be, like let's say right here. Then switching to H-Polish, and now it has a much better idea of where the edges are, since I've added them using the standard brush. Now H polish has two modes. This is the default mode. If I hold down Alt, I change the way the brush behaves. So you can use both the regular mode as well as holding down Alt. When you use H polish by default, as with many other brushes, it will attempt to cut away the geometry. Whereas if you hold down Alt, it will attempt to bring up the geometry and expand it. And this is especially useful in these kind of situations where if I simply click, you can see how it's removing this geometry right here. It's not respecting this edge. But if I hold down Alt, you can see how it maintains this edge a lot better. So in this example, if I simply click here without holding down Alt, you can see how a lot of this geometry, especially here on the edges, is kind of moved away. But if I hold down Alt, you notice how it is maintained better. So what I can do is combine both holding Alt as well as not holding Alt to get these nice, smooth, sharp results. So here, for example, I can switch to Damian Standard, define where I want the edge to be, switch to H polish, I can also increase the Z intensity to have the brush work faster. So as you work with both clay buildup and H polish, you'll start to see various forms emerge. And it's your job to just pick which ones you like and which ones you want to rework. You can see how I'm combining standard brush, Damian Standard, seeing this shape kind of emerge and further refining it, further building upon it. Sometimes you can stumble upon an interesting result just by accident. So here I can, for example, use the standard brush to kind of get this rounded shape, then switch to clay buildup, remove some of this area here, switch to H polish, and flatten it out. I can quickly introduce more circular shapes into my design, and then use H polish to polish this area out, flatten it out, and you can get all sorts of interesting designs this way. And I can repeat this technique right up here. So once again, first start with standard brush, define where I want the area to be, the circular area, switch to clay buildup, remove geometry, switch to H polish, flatten it out, and then flatten out the surrounding area. You can just get all sorts of interesting results this way. Switch to standard, going to define where I want the edge to be. Damian Standard, more careful cuts. So here I've used Damian Standard to kind of create this edge, and now I can use H polish, and notice how H polish will respect that edge. So you can use standard as well as Damian Standard to help H polish know where the edges are. And sometimes you'll want to work faster and other times slower to get more accurate results, more careful results. Another helpful brush is the smoothing brush, which you can activate by holding down Shift. You can smooth out various areas. So if I want to remove a lot of noise here, I can smooth it out, use H polish in these kind of circular motions, and then recreate these panels in a different configuration. So here I can just increase the Z intensity for the standard brush. Create this outer area. Switch to H polish and I can flatten this area out. Switch to Damian standard. Further refine. Switch to clay buildup. And I can further add to this. Then I can just subdivide once more. And now what I also like to do is hold down Ctrl Shift and isolate various areas. So this is the default rectangle. If I hold down Ctrl Shift, click here, I can switch to something like Select Lasso. So now I can lasso off which area I want to isolate. And this is great for both the sake of performance as well as allowing you to zoom in and just focus on one area. So now I can refine just this area and really focus on it. Switch to H polish, polish this out here. And here I've accidentally created this area, but I can work with it and further refine it. Switch to Damian standard, further refine this area here. So you can see how H polish really helps to refine your mesh. So now I can use either the standard brush to create this kind of groove here, or clay buildup. I get a different result here with each brush. So I can first go in here with the clay buildup, hold down Alt, get this result, switch to standard, hold Alt, and get this result. And then switch to H polish to further polish this up. So this is what you can quickly do using just 5 brushes. Standard, Damian standard, smooth, clay buildup, and H polish. I highly recommend that you just spend some time on a basic sphere and do as much as you can with just these brushes. Start with the standard brush and just see how far you can go with it. Try changing the Z intensity, the focus, shift the size, and holding Alt as well. And do that with all the brushes. So let's say I want to change this part right here. With H polish I can simply hold down the tablet and smooth this area out. I can have there be a sharp edge right here by focusing on this edge. So you can see now right here we have a sharp edge, or I can smooth that out by simply going left and right here and getting rid of it. So I can have sharpness here or smoothness. Mastering these brushes and the way your tablet works will help you not only with hard surface sculpting but organic sculpting as well. So it's really a good idea to see how far I can go with these basic brushes. Thank you for watching and take care.